Welcome to The Beauty Shift, proudly sponsored by Keranique, America's #1 hair regrowth system created by women for women.
I'm Michelle Phillips.
I'm a celebrity stylist and beauty expert, a national TV personality, and self-confidence coach. And over the years, I've worked with some of the most recognized faces in the world, helping them look and feel their absolute best inside and out.
That ultimate inner outer wow. Now that's true beauty, my friends.
Welcome to The Beauty Shift. I'm your host, Michelle Phillips, and I'm so excited to have you here with today because we have an absolutely incredible guest joining us. Someone whose work has transformed the way we think about skincare as well as self-care. She is the go-to esthetician for many of Hollywood's biggest stars. She's a trailblazer in beauty innovation and the founder of a skincare line with a very devoted following. Joanna is more than just a celebrity esthetician. She is a powerhouse in the beauty industry, known for her unique combination of science, technology, and nature to achieve that radiant glow that we're all looking for. And she just returned from the Met Gala, so I'm excited to hear all about her time working behind the scenes, as well as how she gets her A-list celebrities red carpet ready. So if you're ready to learn about Joanna's skincare philosophy and her best kept secrets for achieving healthy, glowing skin, let's dive in. Joanna, welcome to The Beauty Shift. I'm really excited to have you here today because there's so many things I want to pick your brain about.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. First of all, I would love to know, because I started off as an esthetician
Oh, wow.
in my career. Yes.
Awesome.
And then I became a makeup artist for television and film. And it's been my passion, though, is skin, because I feel as if, we don't have good skin, then it doesn't really matter with the makeup. We're just covering up, and it really just emphasizes what's going on in our skin when we try to cover up. So, I've always had this fascination with the beauty industry since I was a young girl. And I'm just curious, with your path, when did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, I've always been into beauty. I was always like, even as a little girl, the one with the most lip glosses, the one with the most bubble baths and nice smelling creams and potions and stuff. I get it from my grandmother, who was super into beauty. But I actually moved to New York to become a photographer and realized very quickly that, I was very shy. I didn't think I could make it in that business, promoting myself or doing what I needed to do to be a freelance photographer. So I actually went to aesthetic school to become a makeup artist, because I thought that I could, handle a client one-on-one or whatever. Anyways, when I was in beauty school, I fell in love with the idea of taking care of somebody, really figuring out the puzzle of somebody's skin. And so when I graduated from aesthetic school and got my license, I gave myself 1 year to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And that was almost 30 years ago. I've never looked back.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that story. We have a lot in common. My 30
We
years
do.
ago when I started as well. And same, just with skin, it's always been a fascination for me as well. Especially when I was younger, I had acne, and then I got
Mm-hmm.
to be an adult and had acne again, and now acne and wrinkles. So there you go. It's like, and it's just always, to me, so incredible to learn more and more about ingredients and the science behind skincare now,
Yeah.
and how things are being developed. And I know that you really are very intent on combining that science, but with nature. Can you talk about that, and how you've really worked with your skincare brand and skincare for your clients?
Well, I think, coming up in the industry in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a real focus from my clients of wanting ingredients that were pure, that, things that they could understand, things that smelled good, that smelled the way that they thought it should smell, like, like the flower that was in it or whatever. And there was a lot, I realized, so many ingredients that are so efficacious that were a throwback to my grandmother's day of beauty, like chamomile and calendula and rose hips and olive oil and all of these kind of like, easy to understand ingredients. But at the same time, when I started my own salon in New York 20 years ago, I really wanted to focus on technologies because so many people in Europe were doing all these cool treatments. And in the United States 20 years ago, you would get the same facial no matter where you went. It was a lot of like glycolic peel, a massage, and a mask. And there wasn't really much innovation happening here in the States. So I wanted to bring like some of like the innovation from other countries into what I did as a practice, but also stay true to that, that vibe that my grandma always had of like making her own, bath soaks and different things. So, a little bit of old school with being super modern. It felt like that was being true to myself, true to who I was as an expert. And it was something that clients really craved. So it really took off for me.
I'm sure, and they probably saw much better results because of
Yeah.
that. Of course, it just that technology now, which is more and more people now are
Yeah.
very aware of it, but back then, no. And also the ingredients that the Europeans have in their skincare brands versus United States, there's so many ingredients that the EU doesn't allow.
Yeah.
Versus the United States, there's a lot of ingredients in products that we need to steer clear of. And I love that the beauty industry is really embracing that now and people becoming more aware. And so, with that, what ingredients do you feel are super important that we use in our and incorporate in our skincare routine?
I think that there are ingredients that just work for more skin types rather than less. Like, for example, in my exfoliating mask, which is one of my top selling products, I have lactic acid and pineapple enzymes. That those two chemical exfoliators are really they're more friendly to more skin types. Even if you have super sensitive skin, you can use a lactic acid and an enzyme, a fruit enzyme, and it'll go better than, let's say, a glycolic or an alpha hydroxy, which can be challenging for some people with more sensitive skin to use. Let's say I have some salicylic acid and vitamin C in my vitamin C face wash. Those are other ingredients which I think are much more easy to experience from the client side than other ingredients. They keep your pores clean. If you have mature skin, you're washing away wrinkles when you use a salicylic acid. And vitamin C is naturally very brightening and it helps fortify the skin against sun damage. I do love a vitamin C product and I love a retinol. Retinol isn't for everybody, but it does matter what it is sitting in. It matters what the whole formula is because you can use a retinol that like can be so harsh and really leave your skin red, or it can just be, really fortifying and really help that collagen production. And then finally, I think everybody needs stem cells and epidermal growth factor in their life. Stem cells help stimulate collagen production. Epidermal growth factor helps heal the skin. And our skin is bombarded with pollution and stressors and lots of things throughout the day. So you need something healing while you sleep so that your skin can repair overnight.
Absolutely. And you bring up the the retin-A. So often people come to me and say, okay, I know I'm supposed to use retin-A, but what kind of retin-A? Because there's retin-A and retinol and retinoids, and there's prescription strength, and then there's different percentages. Where do you suggest people start? I mean, I always say go to your dermatologist because sometimes retin-A can have a very a drying effect, and people's skin can get a little sensitive, or they can use it too much. But
Yeah.
what's your suggestion there?
Well, I think, rather than get like kind of lost in the weeds of, types and sources and this and that. Going to a dermatologist is a great suggestion. Also, just testing product. You know, you can test a product right here on the neck, just below the ear, and it's not going to be on the face, but you really get a sense of whether your skin can take something or not. But I think something really key to remember about retinol in general is that studies have shown that even using a retinol once a week will give you a great result in terms of anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, reducing redness, keeping the pores cleaner, reducing acne breakouts. All of those benefits will still occur even if you're only using a retinol once a week. So, you know, instead of going crazy and just buying a retinol and using it every night, which could lead to a lot of challenges with the skin, a lot of, compromised, red, extremely dry skin, why not start with once a week? And if you're really concerned with it, test it first. Ask for a sample of it and test it and see if it's right for you. The right formula will just work. Even if you use it once or twice a week, it'll be amazing for you. And obviously use it at night, because nighttime is your body's time to repair itself. And retinol you don't want to use during the day because of the sun. And then the alternative nights, the nights when you're not using retinol, use something that has an epidermal growth factor. Epidermal growth factor is a naturally soothing ingredient, which also repairs. And so you could be using something repairing at night while you sleep, and then every once in a while, work in that retinol.
Absolutely. Great advice, especially, really honing in on the nighttime moisturizers.
Yes.
In fact, because so many people that I've worked with in the past have said, oh, I don't use anything at night when I go to bed, or they use the same thing during the day as they do at night, which is better than nothing. But it's so true. That's when your skin really restores and repairs itself. So that's when I goop it on. But, some
I do
people don't
too.
like
I
the
do too.
goop, but I do. I'm like,
I like to be very, very glazed donut.
me too. My husband's like, okay, I gotta go to bed. I'm like, okay, give me 10 minutes. I just gotta go goop. It's it's just, it feels so good. And I feel like my skin really looks so much better in the morning because of it, because I am taking that time. But I really want to get to a question that I've been dying to ask you. And it's about how, in my opinion, I feel that there's a lot of people giving information on social media and the internet that have good intentions, but they are giving advice and they're not professionally trained. And it makes me cringe because I have women come to me all the time or call me up and say, help. I got this, that, and the other, or I went, I bought this treatment to do at home, and now I'm underneath my desk because I'm beet red, or my skin's, I've got a rash, it's red. I feel so many people are just searching
Yes.
for the right products, but they're getting information that is not necessarily good for them. And they're combining so many different products that they're using their faces as science experiments, in my opinion. And so
Yeah.
I'm on this campaign to for people to really think about who they're getting their advice from. Again, I think people are well intended, but what is your advice there in terms of really vetting the people that you're getting advice from, and like you said, testing the products in a
Yeah.
way that it's not like all different types at one time?
Yeah. I mean, I think, okay, so I love this question. There are many facets. The first thing is that social media is really, people forget a lot of social media is just people are doing things just to get noticed, just to get views and likes, right? It's not necessarily real advice. I have seen professional people even give advice that they would never tell their patients or their clients to actually do, but they're doing it because it'll get them attention in that moment, in that way. No real derm or whatever is going to be like, oh, put like preparation H on your eyes or whatever. Like they're going to recommend a real product. They're not, they're not going to say that. But like maybe they'd say it in a video. So that's like one type of social media. The other thing is that like I think it's easier to understand when you think about it like with makeup. Like I like to watch a lot of TikToks. I love TikTok, even though you know I'm 54, and I
Same age
watch
group. Yeah.
and I watch a lot of makeup videos because I'm always trying to learn how to do my makeup better. Because even though I went to beauty school, it's just not my area of expertise. You know, I'm skincare. So I'm always watching makeup videos. And like in makeup videos, you'll have these women who are gorgeous and they do their makeup so great. But they'll do like contouring like here and then down here and then here and then around here and then like, you know what I mean? And then they'll do a stick contour and then they'll do a powder and then they'll do bronzer and then they'll go back with the stick. And so and like it makes for a great video. I'm riveted. But in reality, like if I did all of those layers of makeup on my face and then came to work, people would think that something was wrong with me.
Right. Like
Like
you were in an
I
accident.
yeah, or like you know that I had some sort of like head injury, like you know, like it just doesn't, it wouldn't be what you would look like normally. So it looks great in a video, it's great to watch, and these people are so gorgeous, all of them. But it's not actually what you would do to make daytime makeup, like you know. So like when
Exactly.
you take that lesson and you apply it to skincare, and it's the same thing with hair care, the hair videos with, you know, because I have very curly hair. So like watching you put leave-in conditioner, then mousse, then curl gel, then this, then that. It's like you can't walk around with all of that product dripping out of your hair.
Right.
So when you think about that with skincare, like, so I do like serums. I like to layer them, but I don't believe you need 15 skincare steps to get you to glass skin. It should be like maybe 4, maybe 5, you know, but like not 18. So you also have to keep in mind that like, you know, not everything is going to work for everybody, and you really have to figure out what works best for you. I had to figure that out with my makeup too, like testing out product, what colors look best. You know, not everything that even you were in sort of the same generation,
Yep.
let's say, but we have different skin. So what works for me might not work for you. What, you know, we have different coloring. What works for you makeup wise isn't going to work for me. So it's always keeping that in mind and like keeping the advice as a light suggestion as opposed to like a biblical command, you know? And I think that
Absolutely.
that's just a good rule of thumb for anybody to follow.
I totally agree. And I do teach online makeup classes for women because of that. And I've taught them in person as well recently, because women come to me and they're saying, well, where do I contour and highlight? And they think they need these layers. And I say, take it down. The more layers you add, the older you're going to look, first of all. So start with good skincare. And then, you know, I actually advise women to just do a little bit at a time, and less is more, and then build from there. And the same with skin, because I feel as if, for example, I have 2 daughters, one's 26 and one's 30. They're always saying, oh, I found this skincare, you know, line on online, this Instagrammer,
Yeah.
and I bought it. But they buy 2 or 3 products, and I say, buy one at a time, because
Yes.
if your skin
Yes.
reacts, you don't know what it's reacting to.
Such great advice. And I tell that to people all the time. If you start with 10 new things, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's doing what. And
Right.
also stay away from products that have like 8,000 active ingredients that are supposed to do anti-aging and exfoliating and collagen, like, you know, all this different stuff, because a lot of ingredients fight against each other when they're in one formula, and that will lead to breakouts. So like better to like layer something like, you know, after you wash your face, you know, one serum that's a hyaluronic acid that's meant to really go in. Maybe one serum that's like a light oil, because that will hold hydrate. And, you know, this is if your skin is sensitive or dry. A light oil, then a moisturizer. That's it. You know,
Right.
like keep it really simple. In summer, maybe just a serum and a sunscreen.
That's what I do. A tinted moisturizer, color
Yeah.
science. I'm wearing it
Yeah.
now. It's like you don't need all that makeup either when your skin looks really
No.
good.
I mean,
And
I love wearing very little makeup when I'm working because I also want to show off my skin. To me, the skin tells the story every time.
absolutely. I just want to take a quick moment to thank our amazing sponsor, Keranique, the go-to brand for women's hair growth solutions. If you're looking for healthier, thicker, more beautiful hair, no matter what hair concerns you have, Keranique has got you covered. Their products are clinically proven and dermatologist recommended, offering a complete hair care system, including treatments, shampoos, conditioners, and supplements to help you achieve stronger, fuller looking hair from the inside out. So whether you're starting your hair regrowth journey or maintaining gorgeous, healthy locks, Keranique has a solution for you. And as a Beauty Shift listener, you get 25% off site-wide. All you have to do is head over to store.keranique.com and use the code BeautyShift25 at checkout. Thanks again, Keranique, for supporting the Beauty Shift and helping women everywhere feel confident and beautiful. So now let's get back to the show. I love with your work, I've seen you also really tie in self-care,
Yep.
which is a big one for me. So I became a life coach through my journey because I felt like so many women externally were really trying to improve how they look, but no matter what I did externally, if they didn't
Totally.
feel good inside, it didn't matter.
Totally.
So I wrote a book about that,
That's
helping
amazing.
women, with self-esteem. And so when I saw your Instagram, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think we're kindred spirits.
We are. We're like the same person.
I know.
I love
I'm like,
this.
oh
I
my
love
gosh.
this.
I love how, you were talking about in one post that, setting boundaries and saying no is that's basically the first step to glowing, right? To giving your skincare a glow. It's like when you're happy, when you've got things, you're feeling good inside, you're letting go of the negative energy, you're not
Yeah.
taking on too much. So anyway, I'll let you share because I love your message.
Thank you. I mean, I think it's a problem that a lot of people have setting boundaries. Um, I think that people are afraid that no one will understand why something's not going to be good for them or why they have to decline something or not make themselves available for something. And one thing that really was important to me when I started my business, I was a mom. I had a little boy at that a year old baby in the house, and I really made it a rule like nothing was going to compromise my time with my family. And I only wanted to have clients that understood that and supported that. And so, if I can't be available because my son or my daughter have something with school or something that it's important as a mom to show up for, I expect people to understand that. And I think, also like there is value in taking care of ourselves first. Like, you have yourself as the center of your universe, whether you believe in it or not. You are the center. And so if your center is broken or not being nurtured, then everything that you're trying to build on it, which is like family, friends, community, work, all of these things that are more and more outward as we go, like the rings of the onion, if your center isn't nurtured and happy, then, it's like a house of cards. It won't have a stable base. So it's really important to remind yourself of that it's okay to take care of yourself. And that it's really important for your family and your friends and your life to do so.
Absolutely. I love how you said self-care is not a luxury, but a lifeline.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's the foundation. If your foundation isn't strong, then it'll start to crumble with everything that's basically like all the things you just mentioned that we build on top of that. And it does ultimately affect our health, our mental health, and our physical
And
health.
our physical health. Think of it this way, like when you don't feel good about yourself and someone gives you a compliment, does it make you feel better? It doesn't. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't, not really. You know, if my husband says that I look pretty, but I'm not feeling it, I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
If, but if I feel good within myself, I don't need to hear it. You know, it's nice.
Yes.
It's very sweet, but it's not a need. So, you know, think of it that way, like, you know, your own well-being is the best outfit you could wear. It's the best gift you could give yourself, you know? So like coming home from work and decompressing for you know, taking a walk, doing a proper cleanse, thinking about something good you did or something that you love about yourself also is an undervalued exercise, you know, because we always think about what we don't like or what oh, I can't believe I did that, or I shouldn't have said that, or whatever it is. But just thinking something good about yourself, it's so valuable.
So valuable. Mirror work as well. You know, we always look in the mirror and pick ourselves apart. And
Yes.
so I encourage women to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you.
Yeah.
I want to take care of you. You are smart. You are beautiful. You're strong. You're kind. Whatever comes to mind, even if you don't believe it in the moment, the more you say it to yourself genuinely from heart to that girl in the mirror, you know, it's like the high five with Mel Robbins. I love her,
Yeah.
fellow Hay House author. It's really about appreciating yourself because we're just programmed, especially in our world right now with social media, you know, comparing ourselves to others. And we're always looking at what's wrong with us rather than what's right with us. And there's so much that's right with each of us individually. So the more we focus on that, the more it grows. I just find that the more people love themselves, the better self-care practices that they have. And then ultimately you start looking better.
I mean, like, look, a lot of people come to me as a skincare professional and they don't believe that they could have good skin, or they truly think that it's not possible to achieve better for themselves. And part of what I do is teach people that anybody could have great skin. It's just, you know, finding the right things, finding that sweet spot with the routine, and just treating yourself as a valuable person to you is really the key. And we could get your skin to stop breaking out, or, you know, balance it out better so that you feel good and you feel beautiful.
Yeah, because stress as well really shows up on your skin. I'm sure you see a lot of your clients that, you know, with the stress, you can tell when people are really stressed or if they've got something going on internally, health wise, and how that shows up on your skin. So it is really important to seek professional help, you know, not only managing what's going on internally, but you know, going to an esthetician or a dermatologist, you know, to seek advice as to how to get your skin looking better. And how often do you recommend women and men get facials and actually come in and see you?
You know, as an esthetician, I think it's really normal to come in every 4 weeks, have somebody do a proper exfoliation, really look at your skin, examine your routine, you know, talk about, you know, what's happening with the weather. If there's a climate, you know, change, like right now in New York, it's much more humid, it's getting a little bit warmer, your skin's not so dry. What tweaks to the routine can we do for you? What's happening at home, what's happening in your life, so that you're always working towards the next goal. I think that that's really important. And that level of frequency, I think, is really healthy.
And when you mentioned technology, what are the new treatments that you're really loving right now and seeing great results with?
I just started doing this treatment that is liquid microneedling.
Mm.
It is a series of like stem cells and peptide creams and lots of, you know, regenerating type ingredients. But one of the creams has naturally derived sea sponge, and it is like 20,000 tiny little needles going into the face when we rub the cream into your face. And it's honestly, it's so amazing. It makes your skin look so lifted and brighter, and it makes you super snatched. It's amazing.
Wow. And recently, well, was it this week? You were working at the Met Gala with a lot
Uh-huh.
of your A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you were doing to really help them get red
Red
carpet
carpet
ready?
ready.
Yeah.
Microcurrent is a big one. Air compression garments, for lymphatic drainage so that you look really tight and lifted all over the body. Hyperbaric oxygen treatments, cryotherapy, a little bit of vibration therapy in the skin, lots of different types of microdermabrasion and like aqua peel type machines so that you're infusing the skin with as much hydration as possible. Lots of different stuff to get everybody ready because usually people are like super stressed. Their skin is very dry. Maybe it's breaking out. Everybody's working a lot when they come from Met Ball, it's like in the middle of everything and it can be really stressful.
And I'm sure you have to start weeks, if not months ahead of time, depending on the treatments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you do any types of laser treatments?
So I do have a nurse that works here. We partner with a dermatologist, and she does Clear and Brilliant. She does Morpheus 8, which is a type of radio frequency with microneedling, and we do regular radio frequency and also IPL.
I had Morpheus 8. Wow.
I'm obsessed.
Me too. I mean, my oh, it just lifted my entire. I'm going to put my before and after up here when I in post when I edit this. It's incredible, just 3 treatments in a year. How
Yeah.
much it lifted my jawline because the neck is starting,
Yep.
in the late 50s here. But I just love lasers and I love a lot of the treatments you're mentioning because there's so many things that we can do today to improve our skin and tighten and tone our skin without having to get plastic surgery, which is very exciting.
100%, absolutely. I mean, plastic surgery, go for it if you want it and that makes you feel
Yeah,
good, but I feel like part of my job is to teach people you don't have to. There's
yeah.
so many things.
So if, for women listening right now who are overwhelmed, they want to improve their skin. I just had a client yesterday and she's like, I'm just going to go do something with my nose because it was red. And so I can see that it's becoming more and more apparent that as we're aging, we're seeing more and more things that we really want to improve upon. And can become overwhelming as to what to do. What are some of the first steps you offer women to kind of safely dip their toe into a skincare routine and maybe some treatments that can really help them?
Well, I think investing in a really great LED light mask would be something that I would invest in. Absolutely. LED, for those of you who don't know, increases collagen production, it reduces inflammation, it reduces pore size, it takes sun damage out of your face. It's really, really awesome, and it's a completely non-invasive technology. You can get very good masks for home use, and that would be something that I would build into the budget of the arsenal for at home. I do really like, in terms of like treatment, laser a couple times a year, if not Clear and Brilliant, something that like resurfaces really well. I love laser. And then something that's like goes a little bit deeper, like if you're not going to do Morpheus, which is really kind of painful and intense, then, you could do all therapy or something that's less common in the United States, but is very, very popular in Korea and in Europe, is something called HIFU, which is a type of ultrasound technology that's very tightening, which I love. And these are all things that I would go to an actual dermatologist to
Right.
do, even if it's legal. I don't know, state to state, the rules are very different. In New York and in California, it's not legal to get those treatments from an esthetician. I used to be very good at those things, but they changed the rules. But something like HIFU, I would definitely go to a doctor for. There are just certain things that are so deep that you would just want to see a doctor about. Microcurrent is a non-invasive treatment that I think is amazing. You can get at-home devices, or you can go to a professional. I obviously, since I am a professional that does it, I think that that is the way to go. But there are certainly really good at-home versions.
And that's what I was going to ask you because I do have red light therapy. I do have a microcurrent at-home facial device by Foreo and the Foreo facial cleanser. There are a lot of at-home devices that are very helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't shy away from them whatsoever, but it takes discipline to work them into your routine. Do not buy something if you're not going to use it. It's not going to do any good. So, you have to build in moments at home, like for LED, let's say, for example. You want to do that on clean skin with no product on your face. So maybe you're doing an at-home facial where you wash and exfoliate your skin once a week. And after that, you follow with the LED mask and you just chill. Or maybe that's your time to watch TV or listen to a podcast, whatever is like something that's going to bring you joy. But you have to kind of be thoughtful about how it's going to work into your routine because, you're not helping anybody, let alone yourself, by just buying stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. And with the products, and then I was going to mention to you, for example, here in Florida, you can be a medical esthetician and be able to do some lasers. What is the difference between medical estheticians and estheticians?
So, again, it's state to state. I'm not aware of any state having a medical esthetician designation, but I could be completely wrong since I don't practice in the state of Florida. But the intention behind the title is somebody who has higher level training. Like I'm trained in lasers, I'm trained in Morpheus, I'm trained in radio frequency because it used to be legal in New York. So I had doctors and nurses train my entire team on how to do that. And we got certified in those things from those technologies. So it lends itself to the implication is that that person has a higher level of training than just, beauty school training.
Right.
But that would be something to inquire about. I am very proud of all of my certifications. I'm licensed to practice aesthetics in New York, in California, and Connecticut, and that makes me proud. I'm also certified in lymphatic drainage massage for the face and neck. So I have had like a lot of additional training. I'm also a nutrition expert that I have a certification in again. So those are all things to like inquire about. If you're going to seek advice from somebody, it's not a bad thing to ask.
Exactly, because also just because we're mentioning some different types of ingredients or treatments today, there are certain types of skin that you have to be careful, and you want to make sure that you're working with a professional so that you don't cause hyperpigmentation or something to happen from some of the lasers. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with anything, especially with laser, people need to understand that dermatologists may or may not say, but there is always a risk of hyperpigmentation from laser because your skin gets inflamed from laser, right? And so your skin could have a inflammatory response and produce pigment in places where the laser touched you. So that is a possible side effect, or the loss of pigment in an area is another possible side effect. So there are risks involved with doing some of the more medical treatments that I've mentioned, and those have to be weighed out. They might not be worth it for you, in which case you would go for something non-invasive like microcurrent and LED, which have no risks.
Yeah. Great advice. And that's why I wanted to mention and toot your horn. And I'm sure there's so many other accolades, but I saw that you won the Outstanding Achievement in Aesthetics Award for the Daytime Beauty Awards, which was presented to you by Jenna Elfman and Ashley Tisdale. So
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you. I
That's
was super proud of
amazing.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like the
can see
Oscar
why
of
having this
beauty.
conversation with you, I'm like, oh my word. I mean, you're just incredible. Your
Thank
knowledge, your
you.
expertise, it's fantastic.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for sharing everything. And I want to know, like, what's your next thing? What are you working on now?
Well, I'm always, trying to work on new products and stuff. I am currently working on another book. I wrote a skincare book called Glow from Within some right before the pandemic it came out. But I'm working on a new one, which I'm excited about. And I don't know, I'm always like up to inventing new treatments and new ways of getting people their best skin ever. So, really focused on my clients right now.
I love it. How can people find out about you and also your brand, your book?
Well, you could go to my website, joannavargas.com. My products are also on Amazon, as is my book. And, check me out on social. Joanna Vargas is my brand page, both on Instagram and TikTok. And my personal social media handle is Joanna Vargas NYC, and that's on TikTok and Insta and everywhere else.
I love your Instagram. I was on it
Thank
today
you.
and I was like, you're so inspiring. I love it. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
There can never be enough of people sharing that message of just that inner outer beauty, and you exude it and you are walking your talk. So thank you for taking your time today to be here with us. I know you've
Oh,
got a busy schedule
of
and you are
course.
welcome back anytime if you
Thank
ever want
you.
to
This was
chat
so
more.
fun.
It,
Anytime. Yeah,
oh,
I feel
good.
like you and I have so much in common.
I know. I know. I get to New York often too, so I'm
Oh, you
definitely
have
going to reach out.
to come.
I
Yes.
will.
Come get a
Okay.
facial.
I will. Okay. I got goosebumps. I'm going to make it happen. I'm actually
Yes.
up there at HSN in August in Pennsylvania, and then we're going to head down to New York. So if
Oh,
you're, I don't
perfect.
know if you'll be in town or not, but I'll see if I can reach out and.
Reach out to me. The only time I won't be around, my son is going to college for freshman year in August. So that'll be the
Oh,
only time I'm gone in August is for
oh,
that.
okay. No
Yeah.
worries. We're thinking about taking a few weeks and just working up
Oh,
there.
cool.
Go like New York to Boston and Maine area, and we love it. So my best friend is
Awesome.
over there in Westchester and the Hamptons. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
so we'll come visit, and I will definitely
Yes.
come see you for
Yes,
sure.
please, please.
Thank you so much for your time today. And again, I hope to have you back again soon. And good luck to you. And if there's anything we can do to support you, please let us know.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Joanna, thank you so much for sharing your incredible wisdom with us today. I can't believe how much we have in common. Wow, what a great conversation. And it was just chock full of so many good tips, right? If you want to learn more about Joanna, please visit joannavargas.com. And if this episode inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to The Beauty Shift. We'd love to see you back, and leave us a review and share it with a friend who deserves to glow. Until next time, take care of your skin, love the face you see in the mirror, and remember, beauty starts inside. Take care. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Keranique, America's #1 hair regrowth system created by women for women. I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, please feel free to share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And if you'd like to receive my free beauty and wellness gifts, just go to my website, michellephillips.com. I also invite you to join my social media community on Facebook and Instagram, Michelle Phillips Beauty.